here they are on the roll. Individually, they'll be getting into formation, ready to start their display. It's also a country whose military has never before been represented in a Duxford show, despite some very close military links between this nation and the UK, dating back very many years. They have formed up in front of you and are now tipping in to start their display for the first time at Duxford. We'll shortly see smoke on. And here they are, the 2026 Royal Jordanian Falcons. So, the team starting out in box formation, executing a quarter clover lead. And now pulling up towards the western end of the display line into a wing over. And we now see them transition out of box formation into T for Tango formation. You can see the wingmen have moved up and forward into line abreast with the leader for a loop. And dropping back once again into box. And from that into a half Cuban 8 manoeuvre, but pushing out. A lot of negative G being experienced by the four pilots, very uncomfortable for them, but staying in perfect formation for a manoeuvre they call the push and pull. There they are, pulling through. And looping again, but on the downline, twisting away from us to exit on the 45-degree line. Off to our left. And they pull vertical again. And it's another half Cuban and also exiting inverted into an inverted pass with an inverted turn, showing the top sides of the aeroplanes. led for 2026 by Captain Jamil Zayad, who first joined the Royal Jordanian Falcons in 2002. He became leader 3 years later, the team's director in 2012, and he's currently the director of operations as well as the team leader. He joined the Royal Jordanian Air Force in 1992 and graduated from the King Hussein Air College in 1995 as a fighter pilot. He's flown the Northrop F5 and the Dassault Mirage F1 in the course of his frontline career. He's got more than 3,400 hours of flight time in his logbooks. Now we see the team splitting into two pairs as they fly away from us, and it's their salute to you as they run in towards each other to complete the Falcon's heart. Now each pair positioning towards either end of the display line. As we move into the next phase of the Falcons display for 2026, watch them as they put the smoke on. Running in towards each other to cross dead on display centre. And as 3 of the aircraft exit, it's time to watch the first session of solo aerobatics from the extra EA330LX. .315 horsepower from the Lycoming engine and an aircraft of very lightweight give this aeroplane startling aerobatic performance. The 330LX stressed to between plus and minus 10 G. One of the latest models in the family of aircraft created by the German aerobatic pilot and aeronautical engineer Walter Extra. And the solo exiting away to the left on the 45-degree line to cross below the remaining 3 aircraft in the formation. Looping in that big formation and then transitioning into a barrel roll. A manoeuvre so named because the aircraft will be describing the outline of a barrel lying on its side in the sky. As the solo entertains us closer to, look away to the right-hand end of the airfield on the 45-degree line as the 3 aircraft pull up for beautifully synchronised stall turns. And now we'll see the leader and the right wingman going into mirror formation and the left wingman of the team executing barrel rolls around their smoke. The left wingman for this year is Mohammed Kool. He joined in 2003, having joined the Royal Jordanian as well. And now a short session of freestyle aerobatic manoeuvres from the solo man for 2026. This is Sharif Hatouk, something of a veteran of the Royal Jordanian Air Force, having joined in 1985. He became a display pilot on the team in 2016, and he's currently the Falcons' chief pilot. He's flown not just the Northrop F5, but also the CASA, now Airbus C295 twin turboprop transport. And he crosses with the three-ship formation as they pull up in Vic for a cloverleaf manoeuvre rolling to the right. And a downward split. Now some more solo aerobatics while the three-ship formation gets together. Din Talal's initiative that the Royal Jordanian Falcons were established in 1976, then flying the Pitt Special aerobatic biplane. He wanted to promote Jordan and strengthen international friendship through aviation, and that he did as a keen aviator himself. And ever since then, the team has served as Jordan's aerial ambassadors at air shows throughout the globe. Today the team is based at the King Hussein International Airport in Aqaba in the Red Sea region, continuing to be supported by His Majesty King Abdullah II and supervised by their honorary president, His Royal Highness Prince Faisal bin Al Hussein. Now, as I say, the team comes from the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, and if you look out in front of you, you can see the three-ship formation setting up for one of the signature manoeuvres of the display. Head on towards us. It's time for the Hashemite break. Stall turns being performed by the aircraft out to the right and left. And a crossover rolling briefly onto the knife edge at display centre as the third aircraft dives in from above. The team is supported by the Aqaba Development Corporation, and they're supported logistically by both Royal Jordanian Airlines and the Royal Jordanian Air Force. It's a team that's grown over the years, started out with just two Pitts S2A specials. They converted onto the Extra 300, the mid-wing variant then, in readiness for the 1992 display season. And it was in 2018 that they converted to the very potent 330 LX model that we now see, which has brought a very dynamic new dimension to their displays. The one pilot I haven't mentioned yet is the right wing man for the main formation, Ahmad Kudar. He joined the Royal Jordanian Air Force in 2003. He's another graduate of the King Hussein Air College, flying first the F5 and then the F-16 Fighting Falcon, joining the Falcons aerobatic team in 2013. He's rejoined the team for a second spell since 2024, initially as the team's safety pilot and now as the right wingman. And now we see the Solo chasing down the main formation, ready to rejoin as a four-ship for the final few manoeuvres of the display. And it goes without saying that the team is supported by a dedicated ground crew on their annual tour to Europe. This year they comprise Chief of Maintenance Razik Haddad, Engineers Tayer El Shufi, Mohammed Malhas and Amjad Zata. Now back in the four-ship box formation in which they started the display and performing a very challenging box formation slow roll. This requiring a very, very deft touch on the controls, tremendous control coordination, and especially when performing it so immaculately with such a close formation as that. Outstanding. Positioning now in front of us for what will be their last manoeuvre. We see them executing another quarter clover leaf. Which they use to reposition on what they call the B-axis. The A-axis is the one parallel to the main runway. The B-axis is at right angles to that and adjusting into Concorde formation for their final flourish. These are the 2026 Royal Jordanian Falcons and this is their Concorde fan brake. And thanks to